basically, he was telling me, he was giving me the go fuck yourself because I moved my accounts, and he was going to decide whether or not
your answer was good enough for him.
My answer was good enough. And I said, who are you to be the one to make the decision whether or not my answer is acceptable to you? I was
rightfully so.
Livid.
Rightfully so. All right, you guys, welcome to the Real Estate Podcast. This is episode 354. Ariel and I are discussing customer service and the lack thereof in the industry nowadays. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Real Estate Podcast, your go-to source for raw, unfiltered stories and expert tips. Whether you're a buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, or realtor, join us as we dive into the world of real estate.
The voice of the podcast is on the podcast.
Oh, the great joys, great joys.
Ariel Kormendy, joined by Jennifer Goncalves this morning. Welcome, Jenny.
Thank you.
It's been a while since you've been on.
It's been a little bit.
Not too long ago, Jenny celebrated her 7-year anniversary with KT.
7 years. I can't even believe that.
Thanks for making it this far.
Thanks for not firing me yet.
For those of you that don't know Jennifer, she is our client care manager and executive assistant to Adrian and I, and really holds down the fort with everything.
I try.
And as you know, I have this plan that I instill in our processes and procedures that if I get hit by a bus, things will still operate very smoothly. And you are part of that foundation because you kind of know everything about us, our company, and all of that.
Yeah, for the most part. It's been a long time. I would hope so.
Jenny is the voice of the podcast intro, does a lot of the voiceovers for things like our neighborhood videos, which we are launching on our redesigned podcast or website pages.
Yeah, it's going to look really good. I've seen some of the promo stuff for it, and it looks so good.
Yeah.
Adrian's been working really hard, and the videos that
Ian and Robbie put together a bunch of videos and photos, and Adrian's been working on creating essentially a page for every subsection, every community of Milton. And there's going to be lots of valuable information there. So certainly people that are buying and are new to Milton or just for knowing what's happening in Milton, that's going to be a great resource. And when we needed a voice for those videos, Jennifer was the perfect choice.
Jennifer wasn't given an option.
She's also the one, if you call our 1-800 number, you are usually the one that's answering the phone.
For the most part, yeah.
Because even though that line rings to multiple people on the team, you're probably the most pleasant. You are. You are the most pleasant when you're answering the phone. And Adrian and I are usually busy. And you're the one with all the answers most of the time, too.
For the most part, yeah.
Today we are chatting a little bit about something that's totally relevant to what you do on the team. And that's just customer service.
Which you would think is just a simple topic, but it's actually far more complex.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And I've had a lot of frustrating issues with quote unquote customer service over the last for a long time, I suppose. But in the last few weeks, I have really been frustrated with what's happening just in general for servicing a client, a customer. So I wanted to chat a little bit about that today. Before we get into that, what's new and exciting in Jenny's world?
Oh my God, not much actually. I'm just trying to enjoy the summer. Really, that's it. It's been beautiful. I mean, I know it's been 40 plus degrees most days and in the middle of a heat wave, but I don't know, I complain all winter. So I'm not complaining about the 40 plus degrees and just trying to enjoy. No big plans anyways. Not this year. Next year is the bigger stuff.
Did you do anything exciting on the weekend?
It was my niece's birthday and I went and had lunch with the grandmas. So it was nice.
Yeah, where'd you go for lunch?
We just went home. I just went to go see them at home. I ordered some food and took it there, and grandma made some food, and my dad came and Gavin came. So the grandmas were happy.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was actually really nice. It's nice to have some quiet time with them and just to enjoy, because we don't all get together on a regular basis. Like my dad will pop in and I'll pop in, and we're usually different times. So it was nice just for the few of us to sit for a few hours and just have lunch.
So just to clarify for everybody, explain grandmas.
Oh, so it's my dad's mom and my mom's mom. Last year, my mom's mom passed away, and my mom's mom can't live on her own. But she and
Your mom's dad.
What? No, my mom's dad passed away.
Right.
Yeah, my grandpa.
Said mom's mom.
Oh, sorry. My mom's dad passed away, my grandpa. And she can't really live on her own.
Yep.
And when grandpa was in and out of the hospital over the time before he passed, my other grandma would go and stay with her so I could actually come to work every day, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to. So she was really nice. And then when it kind of got to final moments and we kind of figured what's happening, she had asked my grandma on my mom's side, asked grandma on my dad's side if she would actually stay with her if something were to happen to my grandpa. And well, things did. And, they're really good friends. They've been friends for decades now. I mean, they're in-laws. So grandma had no issues being like, she's like, I know Oakville. She's like, I'm happy to stay with her. She loves to cook. She loves to take care of people. So this allows her to do what she loves to do every day, which is kind of surprising because they're both the same age. But my grandma that lives with her now is just, it's so different what they can do, because my one grandma's like an ox. So she loves to cook and clean and go about doing her day to day, where the other one will just sleep for most of the day and doesn't have the physical capabilities that the other grandma has.
What are the age difference between the two of them?
They're both 88.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 2 months difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's it. That's the life of the grandmas. They live in Oakville and they're just living their best life. And I go in there, and my uncle comes every once in a while. He doesn't live here.
Well, that's a much better scenario than one of them living with you and the other one being alone. And
well, she would have had to go to a home, and I was not about that.
Right.
It would have killed her faster, and I was just not having that.
Yeah. Well, at 88 years old, I mean, you still need a little company, and you need to feel still like a lot of people want that kind of freedom.
Yeah, and like she's been in the same house since she came to Canada. That's all she knows. With her eyesight deteriorating, with the memory, the house is what she consistently remembers.
Right.
So having that familiarity, it's important.
Yeah.
And then I think taking her out of that would have been a huge change for her that probably wouldn't have bode well.
You probably have some customer service stories pertaining to your grandparents, like from a care standpoint, like
oh my gosh,
doctors and appointments and things like that. I've had a bunch of customer service related things happen when I had my hernia surgery, right? Yeah. And just getting things properly scheduled and, all of those things can be very frustrating.
Definitely.
But I want to quickly tell you my story. I've probably told you in snippets, but I'll talk specifically about this one story that happened a couple of months ago now.
Okay.
I decided that I no longer wanted to bank with BMO.
Oh, yeah.
I gave it a shot. they literally are walking distance from my home. There's a branch there, 5-minute walk. I already have banked with TD and RBC and have for years. I've been a TD customer for over 30 years. I've been an RBC customer for over 20 years. And because the BMO branch was right there, I decided to go and open an account.
Oh boy.
And this was probably 5-ish years ago now. And the reason I did that was because I wanted another bank with business accounts for some of our businesses. And it just made it easier if I can put money in, like separate the money. So one is for savings and taxes and expenses. The other one is for day-to-day operation and payroll, whatever. So I needed to have a bit of separation. And I decided, okay, one portion will be at BMO. The other will keep in TD. So I opened the accounts and everything. A couple years go by and I decided, or a few years go by and I decided to stop business banking with BMO. And the reason was we had 3 different, total with personal accounts at BMO, 4 different logins just to be able to see all of your accounts. So with TD, as an example, when you log in, you can see your personal, your business, and all of the accounts within it in one login.
Everything, yeah, which is nice. It's convenient.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And same thing on the app. BMO, not the same.
That's interesting.
You had a personal login and then a personal login for what they call investor lines. So any of the investments that you have or GICs, things of that nature. And then 2 separate ones for the business. And certain things you could not access from the apps. So you had 2 different or 3 different apps, BMO, BMO Investor, and BMO Business.
Oh my God.
So 3 different apps. When you log into the app, it still didn't allow you to enter go into certain areas. You would have to go in and do it from a desktop. So I found it super cumbersome.
Absolutely.
And I decided, forget it. This is making things more complicated. I was trying to simplify it. It's making it more complicated. I don't have time. I don't even remember any passwords anymore. Don't even get me started with you and your passwords. Jenny is very old school. She has a little notepad that she sticks in her back pocket, we'll say.
Listen.
That has her passwords.
Hey, you can't fix the old stuff. Like sometimes you got to go back to old school shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's my point with customer service. We'll get into that a little bit. But anyway, I closed those business accounts, kept some of the personal. I didn't have a lot of money in there or whatever, but I was still finding it cumbersome. And now the whole point of me opening those BMO accounts was gone because the business accounts now no longer existed. So I decided to, whatever little personal money I had and investments, not a whole lot of money, but enough that there was no point in leaving it there. So I decided to move it to one of my other banks and start closing things down and cease my relationship with BMO. I wasn't impressed. Every time I went into the branch, I was never wowed. And that leads me to my next point. So I had a $5,000 RRSP that I set up in BMO.
Okay.
$5,000, and it was invested in like a longer term, high growth, high risk kind of investment. And it was just sitting there. Yeah, it accumulated some interest, but because I wanted to cease my relationship that was one of the things that I needed to move out of there. But it was a non-redeemable, we'll call it a GIC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Non-redeemable, high yield type of GIC. And it didn't expire, it doesn't expire until I think it's May of 2027. So a couple years out.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the branch and talked to the front desk. I knew that it's not something that they can probably handle. So I went to the front desk and I said, well, I have a GIC. It's a non-redeemable GIC, but I want to know if I can move it or redeem it.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I don't know. Let me talk to, and I said, I want to have a meeting with whoever can help me with this. She said, okay, that's one of our investment advisors. They're currently tied up, but let me see if I can get an answer for you. She comes back to me and she says, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. You can also call this number. You can make an appointment to see this person, but you can also call this number and they can do it over the phone for you.
Convenient.
I said, oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
So I came back to the office. I made a note for the next day to call that number during operating hours for that number. And I thought all would be good. So I called that number. And you know, when you call a bank, how long you can be on hold for.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Hours.
So I called the bank, called that number, waited for, I don't know, half an hour. They come online. Oh, sorry, sir, you're going to have to do that in the branch.
Of course. Pain in the ass.
I said I was just in the branch. They gave me this number and said you can do it online or over the phone.
It's lack of communication.
And I said, I just want to get this done with. I'm really sorry. Didn't even really apologize. Said, I can't help you. You got to go into the branch. And I said, can you make an appointment for me? She said, yes, let me see what's available. So this was at about 3:00 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm, I remember that.
And she said, actually, there is an appointment available at, I don't remember what time, maybe 5:30, 6:00.
Yeah, it was later on in the day, I remember.
Yeah, it was later on in the day. Oh, you remember this part, do you?
Yeah, I remember this part because it annoyed the crap out of me.
So I said, fine, if that's all that's available. So I moved around my schedule to be at that only available time slot. So I get there on time. I was a few minutes early. But I'm waiting in line for now somebody to come up to me and help me. And the manager comes over. Now, this guy, I've never had a fancy for him because the only time he's ever reached out or done anything was, and I think I told you this, was to ask for donations.
Mm-hmm.
So every year they pick a cause and raise money for a good cause. And I give them credit for doing those kind of charitable things. But it's the only time he's ever had any interaction with me. And last year, and it's always towards the end of the year, and, we have causes that we donate to and sponsorships that we people that we sponsor, things that we already plan well in advance. So, approaching me on, in September, October, November, you're not getting anything.
Buddy. You passed it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last year, he sends me an email saying, I know last year you were sponsoring Tree Canada, and I wanted to know if this year you would be willing to donate to our cause. The cause was whatever. something as small as $2,500 would go a long way. And I'm like, what is this guy smoking?
Honest to God, what a fucking joke.
Like, who has the balls to just say something small like $2,500?
That's not chump change, buddy. Like,
right? And so this guy, and yeah, I've never had a good experience in there. Anyways, and actually, on the note of the charitable causes. So last year, even after he sent me that email and whatever, I went in branch for something, and they were selling baked goods that everybody from the branch made, and they were trying to raise money by selling these baked goods.
That's nice.
Yeah, I thought so. So there were some samosas, and they were like, I don't know, $10 for 3 samosas or whatever. It's going to a good cause. I don't care. I had $10 I had $10 in my pocket.
$10, reasonable ask.
Yeah.
$2,500, not reasonable.
Yeah. I may be exaggerating with the 25. It could have been 2,000. I don't know. It was a lot.
Still inappropriate.
And anyway, so I said, you know what? I'll take I'll take some of those samosas, and I think I gave them $20. Right. So even more than they were asking for it. I said, here it goes to a good cause. Yeah, I didn't even eat the samosas. But anyways, when I said, yeah, I'll take the samosas, the lady at the counter said, and what else? And I said, no, that's good. No, just the samosas. Oh, just the samosas. Like, she made me feel bad that I wasn't taking anything else. And I'm like, oh, man. Anyway, so long fucking story. I know. Sorry to bore you. But so I tried to cancel this RSP. I made the appointment. I show up on time. I'm waiting there, waiting. Everybody's busy. The manager, Mr. $2,500 donation, comes up to me. And he said, is there something that specifically that you're here for? I said, actually, yeah, I have an appointment with this person at whatever time. I think it was 5:30. Oh, okay. Well, just hang on there. Just have a seat a few minutes. 10 minutes goes by. He comes back and he says, so that person is not here. She left at 4:30. And I'm like, okay, well, I made the appointment and it was to cash one of my RSPs. I came into the branch. They gave me the phone number because everybody was busy. I called the phone and said I could do it over the phone. I called the phone number. They said, no, you got to do it in branch. So they made the appointment for me. I'm here for that appointment. So now this is the 3rd time I'm trying to deal with this, and this is getting super annoying.
Massive pain in the ass.
So he says, okay, well, the other investment person is currently with the client. I could see that. If you want to wait, I don't know how long they're going to be, or I can reschedule you. I said, no, I need to deal with this today. The rest of my week is packed. In fact, I had to move some things around even to make this appointment happen. So I'll wait. 40 minutes goes by of me waiting. And the manager comes back over and he says, okay, do you want to come into my office? Can you join me into my office, Mr. Kormendy?
To take care of the shit that he said my guy can take care of when
so
he's
he
done.
left me waiting.
Which could have done it 45 minutes ago?
He could have helped me 45 minutes ago.
I would have lost my shit.
What was he doing in that time?
Picking his fucking nose.
He was checking my accounts.
Took him 45 minutes to do that?
And so hang on. So he goes, so I understand that you want to redeem or cancel whatever your RSP, which is in a non-redeemable GIC. Mm-hmm. I said, yes, I was told that can be done, both in here in the branch and on the phone. And he says, well, no, that's not accurate. I said, what do you mean?
Which part?
He said, well, it's not redeemable. But why do you want to redeem it? The fund is doing quite well, and you're making some interest, and you're going to lose most of that if you redeem it. Why? He says, why do you want to cancel this GIC? Why? I said, why does it matter?
It's none of your business.
And he says, well, it matters if we're going to cancel it because it's non-redeemable. I said, well, I need the money. Well, that's not it. He says to me, well, that's not a good enough reason.
It's my money.
I said, so wait a minute.
Drives me crazy.
So that means you can cancel the GIC, but because I'm not giving you a valid reason to cancel it, you're not willing to. And he's like, well, I see you've been, actually, I'll backtrack, because he started the conversation by saying, I see that you closed your business banking due to the multiple logins and the difficulty with logging in and this and that. And I said, yeah, that's right. And he says, I also see you moved the rest of your personal stuff to another financial institution. I said, yeah, that's right. So basically, he was telling me that he was giving me the go fuck yourself because I moved my accounts.
Yeah.
And he was holding me by the nuts because this is a non-redeemable account. And he was going to decide whether or not
your answer was good enough for him.
My answer was good enough. And I said, who are you to be the one to make the decision whether or not my answer is acceptable to you to cancel? Anyway, I lost it. I was
rightfully so
livid.
Rightfully so.
Never once did they apologize for keeping me waiting. Never once did they apologize for anything. They didn't take any interest into why I moved my accounts or, try and keep my business.
No, because he was butthurt that you moved everything over.
Right.
So he let that kind of emotion take control.
And here, is my point. Instead of, and I said this to, I don't know, somebody on the team, I think it was you. Adrian and I have always been believers that if you take a customer that has a complaint and you take them and their complaint seriously and you handle it properly and you provide good old-fashioned appreciation and customer service, maybe, just maybe, because I didn't close all my accounts. I still had this GIC, which I understood is a quote-unquote non-redeemable. It's still walking distance from my house. Why? Why not turn me into somebody that's happy and says, actually, maybe I'll rekindle this relationship to continue doing business here because you handled that so well. I know things can happen, right? Like shit happens. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes you get told you can do things over the phone and you can't, whatever. So that's my point with customer service is turn somebody that's got a complaint into a lifelong client instead of putting up roadblocks.
Yeah, super annoying. Super annoying. I would rightfully so. I'd be just as pissed. I think I was equally as angry as you were, and it had nothing to do with me.
Do you have any similar stories?
Oh my gosh.
You made some notes I saw there.
I did.
Did you want to talk about any of them?
I do, but I don't want to throw companies under the bus at the same time. But I mean, to your point,
I think those companies should be thrown under the bus.
well, some of them just don't care, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Right.
Like you have, we all know, it says at the beginning of a call, this call is going to be recorded for quality and assurance purposes. Shut the fuck up. We all know you're not listening to it. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if you were, you would fix the fucking problems that you have, but you choose not to.
Right.
And then we're us little people that are calling in because we have no other choice, get this stupid shit under the stick.
Right.
It's exhausting. Dealing with Rogers was exhausting. I remember that free Wi-Fi thing.
Oh, right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So a lot of the new condo buildings, they offer now 1 year of free internet, and it's a Rogers promotion, and Rogers does it because they're hoping to capture that business after the 1 year.
Yeah.
And the builders do it because they can offer it as a value add to new purchasers. It makes a lot of sense.
And it's great.
Yeah.
But if that's what you're going to offer, instruct and teach your employees. This is what we offer across the board. So when I call, I'm not on the phone for half an hour.
Right.
Like, oh, really? You have that? Girl, you work for Rogers. How do you not know that?
Yeah, the problem with some of those bigger companies like Rogers, though, is they have so many different divisions, right?
And I understand that, but like you should have a section for notes. Like this is for this division.
Yeah.
Transfer them there.
Right. And that's like in our world, in our company, that's why I get frustrated when I look into client profiles. Like if somebody inquires on one of our listings, I expect our realtors, our admin staff to go into that client profile. And if they had a conversation with that person, update the notes as to what's going on. So if you're not there or that person calls back and somebody answers the phone, you can look at the profile and say, okay, I see that you spoke to Jennifer on May the 15th in the afternoon. You're right. We were supposed to get back to you by June 1st. I greatly apologize. I will handle this by end of day tomorrow, and I'll send you an email confirmation, whatever it is.
Yep.
Right?
100%.
And when those notes aren't there, you and your company look stupid because you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's to your point, that hit by a bus theory, you know?
Right.
If any of us were to get hit by a bus, you should be able to pick up where I left off yesterday.
Right.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
So I understand.
Actually, banks, as much as I'm pushing back against the big banks at the moment, and I think cloud banking is the way to go, quite honestly, for a lot of banking needs. I mean, I still believe, and I think TD and RBC, from my experiences, they have some great people and great customer service in certain departments.
Definitely.
They're still two of the best banks in the world, in my opinion. They do a really nice job of keeping notes. Let me ask, going a little bit off this topic, because I'm just thinking as to my interactions with those banks. Like you call TD now, they do the voice recognition so they can
make sure that it's you.
Recognize you just based on voice. Although I don't know if AI is going to complicate things because you can replicate people's voices nowadays.
Been doing it for years.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work, but a lot of the TD behind the scenes stuff is press 2 for this, press 3 for that. How may we assist you today? And they try and do everything to avoid the human interaction. And we're going to see more and more of that as we progress with AI and technology. How do you feel about that?
It annoys me. It really annoys me. I would rather speak to a live person. I don't, and for the, the options where it's the AI, for this problem, press press 1. Or if you're doing like one of those online chats to try to get to speak to somebody,
Right.
and you're answering the online chat, and it's like, oh, well, we don't recognize that answer. I'm like, that's because you're a fucking computer. Get me a person. I'm trying to get to a person.
Yeah, but AI is getting really smart now, right?
It is, but if you don't have it pre-programmed for whatever response you're going to get, then it's just gonna be like, oh, I don't recognize that. Can you give me another answer? I don't have all day for this. I want to speak to somebody. Just put somebody on. It's not hard.
I can't believe, you know what drives me nuts the most? Is when you go onto a website and
No
you
phone
can't even
number.
find a phone number.
It's like Tesla. Tesla's like that for the service department.
Really?
I wanted to, when I had that issue with my tire,
Yeah.
I was trying to speak to somebody on the phone. You only can do that little chat box and get the service advisor by the little chat box. I was like, do you have a phone number I can call so I can speak to somebody? Like, I want to speak to your manager. I want to speak to somebody. And they're like, no, we don't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't do that? I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I want to speak to someone who can fix my problem, not some little chat box that's going to be like, okay, well, thanks for chatting with me for half an hour. I'm going to now transfer you to the most appropriate party. I've been dealing with you for half an hour. I should have already been dealing with the appropriate party. Like, it's not acceptable. It's a waste of my time.
Let's say you leave a message for, you call a company and you leave a message, right? Because it is very hard. I'm sure a lot of people get frustrated. We're not the only ones, but it's very hard to get a live person on the other end of the phone.
And for people to actually call you back after you've left a message.
Right.
Yeah.
Like how many contractors or companies that we try and get a quote from or hire, and you leave a message and you don't get a call back for days. And even if you get a call back, you're lucky.
I've had to follow up that we were dealing with that AC issue with that one condo.
Oh, yeah.
They had a preferred company that they used.
Preferred installer.
Yeah, sorry. So like you contact these people. So I reached out on the phone. They're like, okay, well, sorry, send us an email. Okay, no problem. Sent an email. A couple of days went by. I didn't even like get a confirmed we've received your email. We'll look into it and get back to you. Nothing. Called a couple of days later. I'm like, hey, like just following up on the email I sent 3 days ago because nobody's responded to me or called me. They're like, oh, when did you send this email? So I told them the day, the time, like this is what it is.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay. We're looking into it. We'll get back to you with a quote. Awesome. Okay, no problem. A couple of days goes by, still nothing. No response, no phone call. I'm like, what's going on right now? So I called them again. Like, hey, just following up. I still haven't heard anything. Nobody's called me.
Brutal.
Nobody's emailed me. I'm like, we're going on 6 days now for me just to get a quote or for anything. And they're like, oh, I'm really sorry. Yeah, well, we're looking into it. We'll make sure we get back to you. The following day is when I finally got a response. And that was at day, I think, 8. Not business days, just days, period. For them to email me back and be like, hey, thank you for your email. And unfortunately, due to our volume, we can't provide you with a quote. I beg your fucking pardon.
So what ended up happening with that?
I was going to write like a very nice email back.
No, but like
I didn't use them.
But who did we use? Or
I had Reliance go in for a quote. I had another small company go in for a quote. And I think Reliance is going to be the one that we're going to go with.
Oh, right. I know which property you're talking about now.
But like a week.
The same thing happened. This is how Renty was born.
Yeah.
Because 7 years ago-ish, Adrian and I had a client that they were working with us to buy an investment property. And wanted a property manager because they didn't want to deal with it. They were going to be out of town a lot, potentially moving out of town completely, but wanted to still have roots here and saw it as a good investment opportunity and said, hey, can you recommend us to a property manager? And
good ones are far and few.
So we called 3 or 4 different property management companies, one of them locally, a couple of them still in the same region. This ball on top of this thing is bugging the hell out of me. I keep looking at it. Oh. Stupid place for it. So we called three or four different property management companies, and either nobody got back to us, or by the time they got back to us, it was like nobody provided any kind of customer service. And we were like, wow, if this is how you're treating a potential customer, how am I supposed to refer in good faith? Because anybody that we refer, I always say, is a reflection on us and our team as well, our company.
Well, yeah,
right? Because here we trust this person enough to give you their number and give them a call, give them a try, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we found it so difficult to get some kind of service in that industry that we said, well, in good faith, we can't recommend you to any of these companies because, they're not providing the level of service that you're going to expect. So that's
unfortunate.
So we decided to manage it ourselves and start our property management company. And it was all new to us. Obviously, being in real estate for so many years, we had a concept of what needed to be done, but we were not property managers before, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, look at us now, 6.5 years or so. It's 9, it'll be 6 years in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And now managing all kinds of properties because we provide good customer service, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Another thing that drives me nuts before we wrap up.
Yeah, for sure.
And anything else you want to add? Running a little bit short on time. So we're going for lunch, little group of us.
So excited. I'm so hungry.
just gonna go out and have lunch because there's not too many nice days left. And most of us haven't even been on a patio yet this summer.
Yeah.
Summer's almost over.
It makes me so sad.
Why the hell don't all restaurants have online booking for reservations, an online menu that you can see what you're going to order?
And pay.
You should be able to go, like some restaurants are really good, like Swiss Chalet is an example. Yeah. You can order online, takeout, delivery, whatever, see the whole menu, doesn't matter what town or city you're in. A lot of pizza joints, same thing, whatever. But shouldn't every food establishment have that as an option, especially if you have seating?
For nowadays, I would think so, just because everyone does it, like especially the young kids
now. If you don't
now.
have online reservation, and like when I'm busy and I want to take a client out, let's say, and it can happen on random, right? Like if a client calls me and says, hey, we were thinking to, list our house for sale or put a offer on this place or whatnot. Can we get together and have a chat about it? I might invite them out and say, well, why don't we get together for drinks, or why don't we do dinner, or a deal just firms up the other day. Why don't we go for dinner on Monday and celebrate this and that? I don't have time to be calling and waiting for somebody to pick up the phone and manually write down my name. Like I just want to click, 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 boom. Right?
You would. Yeah. I want to call them.
That's my saying for the day. Click, 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 boom. What were you saying this morning?
Oh, cuckoo cuckoo.
Cuckoo cuckoo.
I had too much coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and I'm the old one that wants to call and speak to somebody like, and what's your name, please? So I know you have my reservation because, I don't know, technology.
Monday morning is always, I never know what to expect Monday mornings here.
Either we're all like tired.
Yeah. And it can be a mixed crowd too, right? So I have to like teeter carefully.
Yeah,
but sometimes,
tread lightly.
especially with you and Tiffany, sometimes like you guys can be bouncing off the walls and in super high mood. You slept well and feeling great. Yeah. And then if you guys didn't sleep well and you're in pissy moods or whatever, it's like, holy shit, watch out.
You're like, I'm going to lock myself in my office.
Don't talk to them this morning. Let them do their work kind of thing.
We need an hour buffer at least.
When I was walking up this morning and you rolled open the window and started cuckoo-cuckooing me from the second floor here, I knew that it would be a good day. Anyways, anything before we wrap up, Jenny?
No, thank you for having me. Always fun.
Thanks for providing great customer service to our KT and Renty clients.
It's one of my joys.
Would
I
love to
prefer that.
hear any horror stories that recently happened to any of you that are listening or watching. So leave us a comment, shoot us a DM.
Tell us your story.
Tell us the juicy stuff.
Yeah, we need to hear it because there's a lot of good shit out there.
All right, let's get back to work, Jenny.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching or listening. If you like the content, please make sure you subscribe, and we'll catch you next week.